All right, welcome into this segment of Study Ball. And I know most of the stuff that I do here on Study Ball is geared around quarterback play. And, and that's where I'm always going to focus. But obviously, everything on a football field pertains to the quarterback, and defenses pertain to the quarterback. And this time, I just want to show a little respect for a guy that I think is a heck of a football player and unfortunately sometimes doesn't get the recognition or the respect that he deserves, and that's Richard Sherman. Back on the field this past weekend, good to see him back there. And the thing that I believe prevents him from really getting the respect that he deserves is that he doesn't have all the tangibles. So many people and too many people get hung up on speed or what it looks like or how big and fast and strong you are without understanding the things that separate great players. And Richard Sherman may not have some of those tangibles that you see in other guys, but he's got things about his game, his vision, his understanding, his intelligence that separate him from most of the guys that I ever played with. And guys like Richard Sherman, I always said, were harder to play against than some of the guys that were the most talented and the fastest and the strongest defensive backs that I ever played against. Why? Because that intelligence and his ability to play with his eyes is second to none. And it's those instincts and that understanding and that vision that really separates him. And so here he is down here. He's got a tremendous ability to be able to play his zones, understand coverages, understand releases and offensive conceptual patterns that he can play his responsibility as you see here. Okay, so this is a quarters look, right? So he technically has a deep fourth of the field here, knowing he's got help with his safety, depending on what number 2 does here. So as he sits, he sees Robert Woods sit there, see his eyes back to Jared Goff. I'm playing my responsibility. I'm holding off my guy so you can't throw it over the top of me, but I'm watching you. As soon as that ball is released, Richard Sherman sees it. He comes up and attacks it, and he's there to help to make every play just a little bit harder. Yes, they completed this. Yes, it's a nice gain. They get a first down here, but it's those kind of things that a quarterback sees that makes him hesitate. Makes him wonder, okay, what's Richard going to do this time? What does he see this time? Is he going to come off faster next time where now I'm going to force a throw up over the top? But he makes you have to be on top of everything and know where he's at and know what he's doing on every single play. All right, so that's a play he comes off. I love this right here. Okay, we talk about intelligence and understanding. Okay, so it's a defensive back understanding, okay, receiver. Okay, got 2 receivers to this side along with a back. So being that I'm playing a deep third, that's my responsibility. I just want you to watch this, okay? So back goes this way. Woods goes this way. Only guy left is Everett right here, the tight end. I understand that. I know that he's the only guy left that can threaten me here at the deep level. So what's Richard do? Richard understands it. He sees the eyes. He sees through. And he's going over here to jump this deep crosser by Everett right here, right? Normally, most corners are going to sit back here on this side and do what they do. This is my responsibility. I'm going to protect my responsibility, not Richard Sherman. He's going to know his responsibility. He's going to know where he's weak and where this team can attack them and where they can't. And I'm going to go and chase and help over to the other side, right? I'm going to chase and help there because I know there's nobody that can threaten me back here, and I'm not going to get beat because I understand the big picture, which very few players truly understand the big picture. All right, here we go. All right, so once again, playing quarters coverage. He's got the deep quarter part of the field. All right, reading back with his eyes once again. Slow playing this, but why can he slow play this so much? Why? Because he knows this receiver is going inside of him, okay? He goes inside of me, no problem. I've got help inside of me. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, if he were to break back outside, that's my responsibility. But because of where he's at on the numbers, that is going to be a tough throw for Jared Goff to throw it 40 yards down the field with that much space. I'll get there and make a play. So what I'm going to do, knowing that guy's going inside of me, my eyes are coming right over here, right? My eyes are understanding what's coming at me, pass him off to the safety, and I'll be right there waiting for that deep over. Jared Goff, no place to throw this, has to really just throw it up to that side because he's sitting there waiting. Most corners, oh, I got a deep fourth, I'm going to go and chase this guy, and it opens up this area of the field, not Richard Sherman, because he understands. Now, if he's able to get outside here, maybe that's a different story because he's got to turn and protect. But this is what Richard Sherman does. He understands the game. He understands where his help is. He understands spacing and concepts offensively where he can help, and that's what makes him a great player. That's what makes him different. I don't care. I don't know how fast he runs or how high he jumps or how hard he hits. This is what makes him a difference maker every time he's on the football field. Incomplete pass right there. Okay, once again, down on the bottom. Right, playing cover 3 right here. Playing cover 3. Okay, so he's playing his responsibility. He's deep as the deepest. Okay, this guy once again going inside of me, so I'm playing through him. Okay, and even though he's coming back here, I contact him a little bit, he's coming back here, but the biggest thing is how long can Jared Goff hold the football? So I'm playing my responsibility. I'm staying above that guy. I'm not going to get beat deep, but my eyes continue. Even to this point, his eyes are back at Jared Goff. As his eyes are back at Jared Goff, you see, he's going to get ready to take the deep one. He's got to run with it. He sees the ball thrown, flips his eyes and his hips around. I mean, nearly an impossible throw anyways because of the coverage there, so the ball's got to come up over. Normally, this is an incomplete pass, probably what Jared Goff is thinking, not with Richard Sherman. Turn, flip my hips, got great ball skills on top of that, and he's right there, and I know everybody said, well, Jared Goff threw him the football, threw it right to him. Well, threw it right to him because he played it perfectly, and he was able to play his responsibility, help on the deep over, and get his eyes and hips turned in a position to make an interception. Great respect for the way that he plays, his instincts, and his ability to use his eyes and understand how to play. So, as a quarterback, I'm always going to tip my hat and respect those guys. But at the same time, you also have to understand, okay, he is great at certain things. Okay, we've got to know this in a game plan. This guy's great at certain things we can't do to this guy. Okay, but with all the things that he does well, you have to be able to use that against him in how to attack him. And so once again, he's going to play with his eyes. He's going to turn his hips inside so he can see back through the quarterback. What I know is when a cornerback turns his hips to the inside, it's really hard for him to flip his hips if we break outside of him. Really hard to do that, especially on a timing throw. So right here, what are we going to do? We're going to throw outside. Now, Jared's a little bit late on this. If he throws it on time and the ball's coming out here, it's an even easier play. But we're going to use that against him as he turns and his hips inside and his eyes inside, and he's not, maybe the most athletic in terms of turning because he is longer, so we have to use that to our advantage because he's so good in other areas. So use his eyes against him, let him look inside. Don't peek. If you're a quarterback, keep your eyes down the middle of the field. Okay, you've got the look that you want. He's off. You're going to have this throw. Keep your eyes down the middle of the field because he's reading your eyes. You get your eyes over here. Now he will have the ability to flip and make that play. Keep your eyes down the middle of the field. Throw it on time. And here's a way that you can attack Richard Sherman against what he does so well, using his strengths against him. Another way here is double moves. Right? Double moves. Okay, so they do a nice job. It's not just a hitch. They get him going inside a little bit, and they're going to make a little pump fake. He's going to drive because that's what he does. He reads your eyes. He reads the quarterback. Quarterback makes it look like the ball's coming out. We're going to get him to drive, and then once again, he's a little bit longer, so it's a little harder for him to get going, so you can get him on double moves at times with his eyes, but he's also smart to understand, hey, my guys up front are pretty good. And so I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to take some chances here because I believe my guys are going to get there with pressure. That's another thing great corners do, is they understand where they're good and how tough it is for a quarterback to sit back there and wait long enough to get certain throws. So he's going to jump, but had an opportunity here on a double move using his eyes and instincts against him with that little look over there. Now we use our eyes, right? If we're a quarterback, now we get our eyes over there quick in hopes that he sees that and he looks to jump that, and then you get up over the top. But he's a special player, incredible instincts, vision, understanding of the game. You got to be able to use that against him if you're going to have any kind of success against Richard Sherman.